Feels like a real long time since we last spoke. I've had a lot of new subscribers. If you are new here, I will put on an original video that I did of introduce myself, what I do for a living. Since I last saw you, I bought a house. So yeah, I am now an official homeowner. The gym is absolutely doing fantastic, or it was doing fantastic before this whole virus. That's a main reason why I've struggled to put videos up, just because when January hits as a personal trainer, it's just crazy. You might also think I've got a little bit chunkier. Last time I did a video, I believe, was just after my holiday, where I dieted down to about 88 kilos. Since then, I've been trying to put on as much weight as possible. Currently eating nearly 4,200 calories on a training day. So I'm up at about 103 kilos in the morning. I'm trying to hold condition as best as possible, but inevitably when you're going on a gaining phase, I'm going to put a little bit of fat on. Strength is at an all-time high at the minute, which I'm really pleased about. But I just thought I'd start a video, a bit of an intro. I'll take you through a day in the life of a quarantined personal trainer. Well, during this quarantine, one thing I cannot do is just sit and do nothing. Like, I just physically can't do it. So what we're offering on YouTube is a free class 3 times a day. We've got our 8:30 AM morning stretch. 10:30 AM is for senior citizens and beginners, and then at 5 PM we have our regular health fit class. Everything's completely free, so obviously if you've not already got on that, get on that. I'm going to have my morning brew and then start with the stretch. Deuces. So morning stretch just finished. Now it's time for meal number 1 for me. Obviously being on so many calories, I have to get regular feedings in, especially to space out my protein. So meal number 1, starting off with some chicken sausages from Heck. These are fantastic. Per 2 sausages we get, come on focus, 12 grams of protein for only 76 calories. So I'll be looking at getting 6 sausages there, 2 soft rolls from Warburton's and 2 Quakers oats. So looking at the calories for this, we have got 800 calories in total. Bread's nearly 300, just short of 300 for the chicken sausages, 228 for the oats with some semi-skimmed milk. Now obviously I'm not going to prescribe this for all my clients. I'm in a very advantageous position where I am young, I'm a male, I'm quite active, so I can consume quite a lot of calories. I'm just over 4,000 at the minute and struggling to put weight on, so I'm really pushing the boundaries. But in terms of a dieting phase, all we'd probably look to is reduce the carbohydrate sources here, probably still keep the chicken sausages in there for the protein intake. Yeah, gonna get this cooked, get this eaten, get on with a little bit of work. Time now is just after 1 o'clock. I had my 10:30 AM senior citizens and beginners class. It's a class that I'm really enjoying doing, just because prior to the virus we were helping a lot of senior citizens. We were doing a really big class. I'll put a picture up now. It was fantastic. We were getting so many people fit and healthy, so we've moved that over obviously online. We're helping a lot more people, not just from the local area but all around the country and around the world. We've actually had some people doing it from America, which is fantastic. So after the class, just did a little bit more work, just helping some online clients, doing some social media stuff. Now I am just about to get a pre-workout in. We're going to head to the gym. We've got legs today. I'll catch you when I get there. What's going on, guys? So I'm going to do a voiceover for this portion of the video. So today I was doing legs. I split my legs into A and B. So on this session is where I start with a snatch grip deadlift. So snatch grip deadlift is essentially where you just have a wider grip. I'm finding that with this, obviously it increases the range of motion, so I'm having to get a lot lower. Fantastic for glute drive. I'm feeling my glutes firing a lot more, which is helping me later on in the sessions on later exercises. From there we went on to a dumbbell walking lunge. I like to split this up into walking and stood still. You'll see in a bit when I stand still, but I tend to split it into 2 sets. So my first set here is a little bit lighter. I think it was around about 35 kilos, doing 16 repetitions. I like to keep the tempo constant on these, making sure I'm getting the depth, but especially when I'm hitting the bottom, my knee goes to the bottom, I'm not relaxing, I'm keeping the tension on, and then driving through the heel of the front foot, getting a big glute drive, standing up really tall. Obviously I'm using straps here just because I don't want my wrist to fatigue before my actual legs. Then this is my top set. I think I did, I can't remember, I think I did 12 here on the heaviest dumbbells we've got. Do need to get some heavier dumbbells eventually. As you can see, I'm using a weight belt. You can use a weightlifting belt. I won't use it all the way through the session, just on the heavier lifts, just to create that intra-abdominal pressure. It really stabilizes my core and shows that I'm being more explosive. These get really tough towards the end, as you can see. Definitely still trying to keep my form the same, so regardless of the weight, my range of motion is the same. Trying to get that full depth, exploding up, standing up really tall. From this is where I went onto the single leg finisher. So this is a bit of a rest pause set. So basically, by doing it like this, the tension's continuous. So whereas when I was walking, when I stood up, obviously it weren't challenging at all. Whereas being constantly in this split lunge position, it's extremely hard. So what I like to do is obviously get stronger through all sets and rep schemes. So when I was using the 40 kg weights, obviously it's a lot heavier. I'm doing 12 reps. Here I'm doing a rest pause set where I'm trying to do a lot more repetitions, and then I have a little rest. Give myself a few seconds, not a big rest, maybe 5 to 10 seconds if that, and then get straight back into it. I think for this I was pushing between 16 and 20 repetitions, really pushing that lactic threshold. Getting stronger through all different rep ranges is going to be advantageous and is going to help us grow muscle in the long term. So one big tip I would give you is try to get stronger through all rep ranges. Don't just focus on, say, 10 to 12. Focus on different rep ranges throughout your sessions. From here, I went on to a GHD, glute arm developer. Obviously not every gym has this, but we don't really have a hamstring curl, which is very popular in public gyms. So if you have a hamstring curl machine, obviously you can do that. But here, I mean, when I look at it now, I'd probably like a bit more extension through my hips. If you can see, there's a bit of a arch in my, it should be a straight line from my knees up to my shoulders, but there's a bit of an arch. Obviously it's very hard to contract the hamstrings and the glutes to keep them hips forward, especially now I'm a bit chunky. When I was lighter, these were a lot easier. I think this was my second set on here actually, because after I hit fatigue, so like now I think I'm like done, I can't do any more quality reps. I then go into some eccentric reps, so that's basically where I control down on the downwards phase. You're always stronger on the eccentric part of an exercise, so I can still contract on this eccentric part, but I'm not strong enough to push back up, so I just hit the bottom, push myself back up, and then do more reps. You can do that with any exercise, bench press. Obviously something like a squat's going to be hard to do, but you'll always be able to be stronger on your eccentric portion compared to your concentric. Use that to your advantage to get stronger over time. At the end of my leg sessions, I'm currently trying to add more volume to my arm training. So massive lagging part for me is my arms. I've got really tiny arms. I mean, I'm pretty much tiny everywhere, but yeah, well, pause. Anyway, I digress. I'm adding arms to the end of my sessions just to acquire more volume throughout the whole week. Here I'm just doing some really simple bicep curls. What I'm finding with my bicep curls is that I have been going way too heavy, and it's only now that I'm realising when I've gone lighter, I'm actually feeling it within the bicep a lot more, if that makes sense. So before I was using, say, 17.5 kgs, using a lot of momentum, not really contracting just the bicep, and I've not really been seeing much development. Whereas here, I've dropped down the weight. I think the weight's about 12.5 here, and I'm literally focused on just using the bicep to lift that weight. So there's no assisting muscles, just the bicep to lift off, and I'm feeling 10 times better for doing that. So much better contraction with the muscle, and obviously it's early days, but I do feel like I am progressing much more with my arm training. And then the last exercise, bit of a finisher, is a heel elevated close stance squat. Having your heels elevated, you're just going to put a little bit more tension through the quads. And then if you just watch the tempo, I'm really focusing on controlling on the eccentric, really slow on the way down, exploding up. I shot for about 16 to 20 reps. This is just to finish off the session. It's a great way to hit the quads a bit more by elevating the heels, so definitely consider trying that. You can use anything. I'm just using a plate here. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. I will see you later. Edgy. Just got back from the leg session, really good session. I'm really enjoying training at the minute in isolation. Helps that I've got myself a gym, but what I'm finding is before isolation I had no motivation whatsoever to train at my gym. Sound like a spoilt brat, but it was just, I was training clients there sometimes 10, 12 hours a day, and it was just very hard to get motivated to do my own sessions, so I'd go out to another gym to do my training. But now obviously I don't have that luxury, and I'm finding that I'm just loving training at the gym. I'm so excited to get back to work. I'm so excited to train harder than ever. I am now about to eat with some prawns. Got some golden vegetables. This is fantastic when I've got the calories for it, because it's only 2.8 grams of fat, 190 calories for half of it, so probably do about 3/4 of that, and then I'm going to hit a few micros with some lettuce and tomato. I'm going to let this simmer, and then I have got an hour and a half before my final session of the day for our free online classes. We've got an AMRAP class, which I'm really not looking forward to, but it's got to be done. Also really helps in terms of my appetite, because I'm burning so many calories in that little short HIIT session. I find that after the session I'm really hungry, so getting 4,000 calories in every day isn't an issue. I know what you're thinking, oh shut up about these 4,000 calories, I wish I was eating 4,000 calories. But what you need to understand is it's not just 4,000 calories, it's the quality of the foods. So obviously the main driving force for losing weight or putting on weight is an energy balance, calories in versus calories out. But especially on these 4,000 calories, I'm trying to hit just over 200 grams of protein, and then trying to keep my fats below 100 grams. Now, I could quite easily go and get a Domino's and beers and whatever and smash it, but it's trying to hit my macros whilst also hitting the calories. So having healthier food choices, I mean, definitely I still treat myself, don't think that I don't, but no, I try and definitely eat 80% of the time healthily. I'm gonna get this smashed, have a little break. I've got one client that I need to catch up with before 5 o'clock, but other than that, that's my work day pretty much done after the class. So I think I might have to go on my PlayStation. Whew. So just finished our 5 PM health fit class. Like I said earlier, our class is now 3 sessions a day, completely free on our YouTube channel. So if you're not already get on that, we have our 8:30 AM morning stretch. It's very funny to watch me do some stretching. I'm really trying to use this time in quarantine to get a little bit more flexible. 10:30, like I said, we've got our senior citizens and beginners class. It's a class that I really love. We have so many really funny people in that class. And then obviously tonight it's a little bit more intense, as you can obviously. What did you think, Shanice?
Yeah, it was tough.
She's a bit of a beast, Shanice, so hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to leave it there. I was going to do a video of my tea and some stuff and what we do tonight, but to be honest, we're probably just going to crash out, not do much, play on Call of Duty, Warzone. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please make sure you subscribed. Get so much more content out there. We've got a lot of exciting things coming to James Harvey and Fitness. I'm so excited for some of the stuff we've got in store.
Obviously this virus has really put the brakes on a few things, but the future looks very bright indeed. So stay tuned, hope you're all staying home, staying safe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace!